J.
Alright people, welcome to the Average Joe Sports Talk Show. I'm your host Jay Real, and we have Big Sarge in the house with us. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Hey,
it's been a while since we've had Big Sarge in. He's doing a lot of the production for our show right now, behind the scenes stuff, but he is also our soccer guy, and that's where we're going to go right now, is deep into the soccer world. What's going on in the soccer world?
Well, soccer world, we kicked off the MLS season here, and big news is Landon Donovan.
Yeah.
So Landon Donovan returning after his little hiatus, after LA Galaxy winning last year the MLS Cup. He decided to take some time off. So everyone was debating whether he's going to retire or was going to, what he was going to do and stuff. But he's in fact come back. He played this Saturday against Toronto. Did a real good job, real good showing, and showed some promise that he's going to be back and having a good season.
Good season, right now. For us non-soccer people, I enjoy the sport. We don't know a lot about it. That guy's name is pretty known. He's out there.
Right. Landon Donovan is definitely one of the big-time players in the United States. Arguably one of the best that we do have. He is best known for 2010 for scoring the goals in the World Cup games.
Right.
And really just, a phenomenal player. He's a great striker, great, forward positions. He got into it early. So 17 years old, this kid started playing professional soccer. So, my thoughts and feelings, he just needed a break. He's been playing pretty much full time for the last 13 years.
Right.
He needed a break from soccer for a while. And good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him to know that he needed that.
And this is all after they won a cup too.
Exactly. So they just won, a major sport event. He's won several awards on his own, MVP awards and such. So, I'm sure he just needed a little time to think about the game and get his head back where he needed it to be.
Right. Now what's coming up soccer-wise that's like a big event? Is there
Soccer-wise, we've got, of course, the MLS season coming up,
right.
But we're working on World Cup qualifying right now. World Cup qualifying for Brazil 2014, which starts next summer.
Oh, okay.
So by this time next year, we'll have the fixtures. We'll know what's going on for World Cup, and we'll be ready to rock for that.
All right. Well, folks, Big Sarge is our soccer guy, but he's also our producer of our show, so he's always busy. So to get him to actually come in front of the camera is really cool. But there are some big soccer things coming up, and would you be happy to come back?
I would love to, anytime.
Yeah. We're going to hit some big soccer as it comes up, have Big Sarge on, but for right now we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to get into some football. Thanks a lot, buddy, for coming in.
Thanks, man.
Oh, wow, the stuff in the player zone is so cool. Oh, wow, they got Magic, sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think I see comic books back there. And the player zone will even price this stuff for free. Oh, wow. Player zone will buy, sell, and trade any of this stuff. And what can I get for her?
All right, folks, welcome back to the Average Joe Sports Talk Show. Now, as we left with the soccer minute, we're going to come on back in. Before we get to NFL, we're going to cover some UFC. Right now, we have on the phone with us, live, our girl Shannon. What's up, girl?
What's up? What's going on?
Not much, man. A lot of UFC news is going on. What's the hot topic right now in UFC?
The big topic is Fallon Fox, man.
Fallon Fox. Now, that is the transgender fighter, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what's going on with her?
Well, the deal is that, she was born a man, but she's been living for, most of her life as a woman. And she's had the whole operation done now. She's post-op, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of controversy because she has had two MMA fights, which I have viewed both of these fights, and basically she stomped her opponent. But the thing is that the opponents that she was fighting against, they didn't know that she was transgender. She did not disclose
in the ring, she beat up on some people, probably no-namers, and now people are just assuming she's going to beat everybody up.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that the big controversy is should she be allowed to fight women because she used to be a man? And I watched an interview with Joe Rogan, and he had some very, very valid points. You know, that just because she's had the surgery, blah, 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 that doesn't mean that she should be able to fight MMA, you know, women in the MMA. And I see his point because just because she's had the surgery and had it cut off, per se, it doesn't change the bone structure. It doesn't change the size of her hands. It doesn't change how broad her shoulders are, blah, blah, blah. It's very controversial, but I think that if she discloses completely before she goes into a fight and the opponent knows that they're fighting transgender and a transgender fighter and they're still willing to take the fight, I think it's up to the opponent. You know what I mean? It is very controversial. I see both sides of it. I can't go one way or the other because there's a lot of scientific crap that goes into it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And
I can't talk about the scientific part of it because I don't know about that. You know what I mean? But I do know that she's been on hormone therapy, you know, for probably about like 12 years, and since she's had this surgery, there's no testosterone now and things like that. But it still is technically a man getting into the octagon, beating the hell out of women. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, at the same theory, though, a lot of people are gonna say because of what she's been taking and what she's not been doing as a man and doing as a woman, that she's gonna be more in the category of women than fighting men.
No, and I understand that part of it too. And medically, she's looked at as a woman, you know, because of the estrogen and the hormone therapy, and now because of the surgery. But let me ask you if you think this would even be an issue if those two fights that she's won, if she would have lost, would we even be having this conversation if she would have got her butt kicked in those last two fights?
No, definitely.
No.
They would have been like, yeah, she's just as weak as any other person, can get beat just like any other woman.
Yeah, we're only having this conversation because she pummeled both of those other fighters.
Right. Well, I'm sure it's going to be a very controversial thing because there's no right or wrong answer, right?
There isn't any right or wrong answer, and I mean, she wants to go into the UFC. Right now, she's just fighting out on Indian reservations and stuff like that. And her MMA license it is through the state of Florida. Right. And the Athletic Commission in Florida had talked about pulling her license.
Oh, wow.
But let me tell you that they made a decision, and they have decided that her fighting license in Florida, it is valid.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, chances of UFC, because most of the UFC is out of Nevada, and I don't see the Nevada Athletic Commission letting it fly, but we'll see, you know what I mean? I've seen crazier crap happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see, you know what I mean? But I can't say one way or the other. I mean, personally, if the other opponent knows that she's transgender and they're willing to take the fight, I think ultimately it's up to the opponent as long as she discloses all the information that needs to be disclosed.
Right. Now, there's a lot of fighters getting in trouble when they express their opinions on this right now. Isn't that true?
It is. There was a fighter that was suspended for running his face. And I think, you know, we live in America. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go national with it. You know what I mean? And not only that, but this fighter in the UFC, he was suspended because he violated a fighter code of conduct. Because UFC, they don't talk like that, and they don't disrespect people like that. And not only did he disrespect her as a fighter, he disrespected her as a quote-unquote a woman, and as a human. At the end of the day, she's still a human being.
Right.
And so I think, you know, Dana White suspending him, it was probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, sure. Though that's understandable. Now, we have some big fights in the next couple of weeks coming up. This segment kind of took this whole Fallon Fox issue, but when we get closer to that, do you mind coming back on and recap or getting ready to... All right. We'll
Definitely. Give me
all right. You be safe, and we'll get back with you soon.
All right. Thanks a bunch. Have a great day.
All right, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Now, folks, again, that's Shannon. She is our UFC expert on the subject of transgender fighting. Should it be allowed? Should it not? If you have a comment, you have any evidence of whether this is a true fact or not, if it's fair, if it's unfair, please leave comments, leave feedback. You can go on our Facebook page at Average Joe Sports Talk Show Facebook and leave us comments. Or if you want to get in touch through us through the Player Zone, all you got to do is go on to Riadosomidtown.com, hit the Merchants tab, boom, you'll see us at the Player Zone. It'll give you all the information you need to contact us. This is a very touchy subject, but it's something that we are really interested in finding out from all of you out there, all the crew in YouTube land. Give us your cuts. Is this fair? Transgender women participating in women that were born women in their competition or in their sport. So, interesting subject. We're going to go ahead and cut out real quick. When we come back, we're going to wrap up real fast with some NFL. Maybe I'll hit a little golf real quick. But check out this commercial. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back from the break. Now, real quick before we recap, we again want to thank the Scud for the new music. I kind of misread it the other day and it was calling it the Bong Sludge, but that's actually the name of the album. I get these things twisted around. It's not my cup of tea on the music. It is my son's band, and I could have swore he told me it was Bong Sludge, but that's actually the name of the CD. The name of the band is the Scud. So anyway, wanted to apologize to them. Get that correct, but we want to thank them for hooking us up with our new music specifically for our show. We're really excited. Again, if you want to get a CD of them as you listen, if you hear something you like, you want to get a CD, contact us. We'll get you a CD. All right, now moving on to NFL. The draft is coming up really soon. I believe it's on the 27th. They're inviting, I believe, the top 20 players to go to New York and sit, and no one's wanting to go. Why? They don't want that moment of sitting there for 3 or 4 hours and not having their name called. That would be very embarrassing. I'm sure no one would even want to be involved with that. But who knows? We'll be interested to see what goes on in the draft. We already know Manti Te'o has turned down an invitation. We even heard Matt Barkley from USC, the former UFC quarterback, has rejected an invitation going. So a lot of players are saying, you know what, we're just going to go home, sit with our family and friends, and play this out. Very smart of them. I don't think sitting there in the combat room waiting to be drawn and not be drawn till second round, third round, or next day. That would be so embarrassing. But we're going to recap this show with Tiger Woods news. Of course, Tiger Woods is number one. We're excited for him. He makes golf golf. Right now, they're selling out of all these events coming up. right now he's going for the championship. He's not doing so well, but we expect throughout the day and through the weekend he'll turn things around and try to win himself another green jacket. So right now we're going to go ahead and sign off for this Friday show. We thank all of our guests, from Shannon, our UFC expert, and Big Sarge, our producer, coming in and giving us his soccer 90-minute take. So for right now, we will check you all later. Get back with us. Peace and much love. J Real out. J